Welcome, everybody, to the very first episode of Geek Dad Reports. Ryan spoils the movies. I'm Ryan West.
And I'm Ryan, who has not seen the movie that we are going to be talking about.
That's right. We decided, since I see all the movies and he doesn't, it's much funner if we still do the reviews together. So we came up with this fun little idea that we do on our other podcast, Geek Dad Report.
And by we mean Brian, because why would I want to spoil a movie that I might be potentially seeing?
Yes. So. This whole basis of this segment, this show, is that I'm going to shame Ryan because he doesn't see the movies, and he totally should because we do a geek podcast. So, basically, how this is going to work is very simple. I'm going to give you guys a brief review of tonight, Jurassic World, The Fallen Kingdom is the movie we'll be talking about. I will give you a basic review of this, spoiler-free, and at the very end of this movie, after Ryan listens and interacts with me of a movie he has not seen, he's going to ask me 3 questions about the movie that are going to spoil things about the movie. And if he doesn't ask me 3 good enough questions, I'm going to spoil 3 major plot points of the movie for him. This is all in good fun in an effort to get him to go see more movies, and also give you guys a fun little review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So let us know what you guys think about this, and if you like it, we'll do more. So first up, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a follow-up to Jurassic World. I don't know, I think it's just Jurassic World. I don't think there's any secondary title.
There you go on that one.
This one takes place 3 years after the first movie. Honestly, you've seen everything in the trailer. I'm gonna tell you what was in that. Same thing you saw in the trailer in the first movie. Star-Lord shows up to save a bunch of dinosaurs before an island explodes, and then
I'm sure it got a good soundtrack.
No, the soundtrack is not good. This is not Guardians of the Galaxy, but it is the same exact character. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I love Chris Pratt, but he's definitely got like a thing that he does, and Chris Pratt's all about in this. Basically, if you've seen the first one, you know the character of Owen Grady. Anyway, Claire Dearing, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, shows up to recruit him, and basically they want to go save some dinosaurs off the island before the volcano explodes. Like I said, what you've seen in the trailer. From there, I won't spoil why they take the dinosaurs or what really happens. Needless to say, they end up in a big scary mansion, and it turns into a much more of a horror movie with psychopath dinosaurs stalking people, trying to murder them in their beds.
Dude, is there, instead of the 2 twins, is there like 2 raptors that are like in the hallway?
No, there's one raptor. Well, there's one raptor and one bigger raptor. But this is the spoiler-free part of the show, Ryan, so we'll just wait.
Sorry.
You wait. You will not spoil Ryan Spoils the Movies until the very end. Know your place. Damn it. Anyway, I don't know. People get eaten by dinosaurs. People run in terror. People hide from dinosaurs. There's lots of dinosaurs. T-Rex, Rexy makes an appearance a whole bunch of times. There's dinosaurs that die, that's sad. There's dinosaurs that live, that's happy. And there's other things that happen. So like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything more than you've already seen in the trailers. But needless to say, if you like Jurassic World, you will like Fallen Kingdom. Me personally, I really enjoyed this movie. I actually liked it more than Jurassic World. One of my big problems with Jurassic World was they used way too much CGI. This one does a much better job of blending CGI with actual dinosaur, I don't know what you call them.
Actual dinosaurs?
Real dinosaurs. They actually made dinosaurs for this movie, and they put them in the movie. It gives it a much more realistic effect. No, they built dinosaur models, and they blended them with the CGI, and it feels much more like the first movie. There's some legitimate scares in this. The second half of the movie is as much of a horror movie as is anything, which actually makes sense. The new director in this, J.A. Bayana, comes from a horror movie background. I probably butchered his name, which you'll laugh at.
That's an interesting twist on.
Yeah, the first half, like I said, the first half is very much Jurassic World, running and stuff like that. Running, dinosaurs chasing you, volcanoes exploding. But the tension is much more in this movie than it was in Jurassic World. I always thought the original Jurassic World was kind of a superhero type dinosaur movie. Felt more like an Avengers movie with dinosaurs. This one definitely feels much more in line with the very first Jurassic Park movie. So I personally, I think this is probably my favorite Jurassic Park movie since the very first one. I think this is my favorite Jurassic movie since the original Jurassic Park.
It's hard to top the first one.
The first one was Jaws with dinosaurs, and it is a classic, and it will always be a classic. But I felt this movie, listen, there's some dumb stuff in this movie. It is not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination. Jurassic World has some really dumb characters doing some really dumb things. This movie also has some dumb characters doing some dumb things. Like I said, Ron Howard's daughter and Star-Lord just run around doing their thing, and they're great. It's got some fun supporting characters. The villains in this are pretty much like if you ran into one and you're like, why are you evil? They would be like, I'm evil because I'm evil. I mean, there's some serious mustache twirling going on. And there is an auction that is cringeably stupid and will make you go, what? But there are moments in this, and it's not the director's fault. I think there's some script writing. Colin Trevorrow, the original director, wrote a lot of the script. There are some just dumb points in this script that don't make any sense. But overall, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. I took my kids. It's kind of gruesome, so a little warning. My children were very grossed out when arms started getting bit off. This is definitely, I think, the most violent since the original one, too. There are, like I said, arms that get ripped off. People get ripped in half by dinosaurs. It's more on the violent side, but I enjoyed it a lot. The tension was good.
PG-13.
What?
Was it PG-13?
It's PG-13. They definitely pushed the violence on it, but I mean it's dinosaurs. I mean, it's not like blood and guts getting sprayed everywhere, but it's But like I said, the suspense is definitely up in this one. But it's a lot of fun. My kids enjoyed it. We had a good time, and I recommend it. I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10 if I had to give it a rating. I think it's better than the last Jurassic Park World. I don't know. It's my favorite since the first one. How about that?
So, would you see it again in the theater?
No, probably not. I think it's one time is enough in the theaters. The story is not good enough that it makes you want to see it again in the theaters. But real quick, there is a post-credit scene, so if you want to stay for it, you can. It is very short, and if you do not stay for it, you're not really missing much, but it is there in case you want to. So, all right, so now that is the spoiler-free part. So now Ryan is sitting patiently, very quietly for the most part, listening to my riveting review of this magical, above-average movie about dinosaurs eating people, and he has been twisting his brain to come up with 3 brilliant questions. So, for all of you who do not want any spoilers, now is the time to turn it away. I say go see it in the theaters. It's well worth watching at least one time in the theaters. If nothing else, just for the giant dinosaurs. It's fun. You'll take your kids. They'll have a good time. If they're 3 or 4, probably won't have a good time. But anybody else, you'll have a good time. But if for everybody else who's seen it or wants to hear some spoilers, this is the segment for you. All right, Ryan. So, Ryan, you will spoil the movie for yourself. What is the first question that you want to ask me?
I'm just going to say, first off, and I'm doing this against my will.
Oh, shut up.
This is not like you're holding some stuff that I hold personally dear for ransom and forcing me to do this.
This is a Jurassic-sized violin playing a sad song that nobody wants to hear. Ryan, what is your first question?
First question is, who is the first person to die?
Ooh, that's a good question. The very first person to die is actually 2 people at the very beginning of the movie. They have an opening montage, very much like the original Jurassic Park movie, where the guy gets eaten by the raptor in that little, cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I won't tell you the specific scene because you didn't ask this part, but there are people, they go back to the island thinking all the dinosaurs are dead in the very beginning of the movie in this little submarine, and they're like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and that giant, alligator-saurus chomps them.
Is it the Mesosaurus?
Sure. I'm going to say the alligator-saurus eats them.
Wait, so that thing's out in the oceans now? Oh, fuck.
All right. So, second question, Ryan. What do you got?
Does Chris Pratt do any...
Yeah, Chris Pratt. I told you, Chris Pratt's about. In fact, that is not really a great question, so I'm going to expand upon it. At one point, he is shot with a tranq dart, and his half body doesn't work, and he slowly rolls away from hot lava.
I'm just going to say, as somebody who went to high school with Chris Pratt, this sounds pretty much just like
Chris Pratt.
He hasn't changed at all.
This is like a one-man Chris Pratt production in drama class.
Yeah, this is like hey all guys.
Right. Here's the scene, Chris. Hot lava's about to get you, and you've been shot with a tranq dart. Go.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched him eat a paper plate with a hot dog on it because he lost a bet and he had to eat it. So this sounds pretty much just like whatever. But right. That was stalling because I didn't want to the second question.
That was a riveting tale from your youth, Ryan. All right. Yeah.
So my last
last question of Ryan Spoils the Movies for Jurassic World Falling
Kingdom.
What is it?
Besides the alligator one, do any other dinosaurs get off the island?
Yes, like all of them.
Wait. All of them? Like nothing died?
I told you, they come to the island to save the dinosaurs. They load up all these ships with all the dinosaurs. Except for there's one that's really sad. You know the long neck? What's that one dinosaur? Leaffoot? Littlefoot. Littlefoot doesn't get off the island and the lava kills her, and it's super sad.
Oh.
And she's like, Littlefoot, don't leave me. Blah, dead. But everybody else survives. You're great.
So do carnivores get off the island?
T-Rexes, Indoraptor, which is the new raptor, raptors.
Are there enough for breeding pairs?
Bonerosauruses.
Or is it just like single?
Is there what?
Is there enough for is it like the Ark where there's like two?
No, they didn't have an old dude with a beard loading them up two at a time. They tranked them all and threw them on a big giant boat. I don't know. They don't get specifically how many dinosaurs they take, but they take a lot.
Mm. And they're all out now. So I'm guessing the last movie is going to be dinosaurs just eating everybody.
There's a lot of people get eaten by dinosaurs. Well, before they get out, there's like a whole little subplot with a creepy mansion. But
they're just going to get shot up and die pretty quickly, I would assume.
Probably. But who cares? That's that's questions that will be answered in Jurassic World 3. Dinos on the loose. Dinos on the loose. Anyway, whatever. Well, anyway, that is it for our inaugural episode of Ryan Spoils the Movies. Hopefully Ryan has in fact spoiled the movie for himself and he's devastated, and next time we'll see it in the theaters.
I'll try. But now I think I know too much.
All lies. Until then, thank you guys for joining us. The next movie that we will have, I believe, will be Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ryan is definitely not seeing that, so we'll be spoiling that in a couple of weeks for you guys. Until then, stay awesome, everybody.
Stay nerdy.